Carla and Thomas. I propose that we save questions when everybody has spoken to us. Then we have on the agenda, you have found as the next speaker Bettina Hagerup from Denmark. But unfortunately, she fell ill 2 days ago, so she couldn't make it to be here. Very much regrets that and sends her best regards. But we have a very good replacement, which is Kasper Sengelov from the Danish Business Authority in Copenhagen. He works there as a special advisor. I'm still wondering how special he is, but we'll see that. Among other things, he is responsible for the implementation of the Bridge Directive in Denmark, and he is also responsible for the Danish contribution to ECRF and to EBR. He has a Master of Law degree from the University of Copenhagen and has also studied in Montreal or Montreal. He has a legal background working as a lawyer for at least 7 years, and then he worked in the financial sector and in one of the major Danish law firms, which gives him, of course, a very good background for the register, I would say. Kasper, up to you to please replace Bettina, but I'm sure you can do.
I'll do that. Perfect. Thank you very much. Bettina's very sorry she couldn't be here today, but you're stuck with me and I'll do my best. But first of all, I want to start talking a bit about why this is important. Why is data important? Why is free data and open data important? Just go like this. Okay. In some sorts, you could say data is the new oil. It's one of the most sort of commodities in our everyday life. We use data and we use information all the time. And a lot of recent studies have showed that companies based on big data, they have better revenues, they have increased productivity, and they make better decision making. So if we want our businesses to be more competitive, productive, and profitable, we have to make data-driven innovation and decision making easier. This brings us to our role at the Danish Business Authority. We hold some of the largest data sets in Denmark. We have our central business register, which has around 1.8 million businesses and a lot of production units as well. And we have a register of over 1.2 million people, which are directors, former directors, and so on and so forth. And we publish over 200,000 accounts annually. So, given the number of years we've done this, it's quite a lot after all. Now I'll try to address how we work with accessibility of data and what we've done in the last period of time. I have 3 subjects I would like to go over. The first is our new registration system. We just implemented a whole new way to register entities for the users and to actually to show all the data we collect. And then we have I'll talk something about access to annual accounts. And last of all the actions we've taken to increase the accessibility of the data we have. And first of all, our new CVR system. We've completely rebuilt the way you can register companies in Denmark. We have a very easy web-based platform now, and it's possible to register a company if you're a bit good with your computer skills, in 5 to 10 minutes. And you can do it yourself, and there are some legal checks included in the way you type in the information. And also the way of submitting annual accounts for the companies is a lot easier now, because you can do it all on the same platform. We've transferred all this data to a new database, which will be cloud-based in the near future. And we equipped it with a new search engine, which is something called Elasticsearch, which is very fast and gives close to real-time searches. It's scalable, so when demands change, we're able to scale accordingly on a pretty quick basis. Finally, we made it easier to access and use the data by making the new user-friendly platform. And I'll show you in a minute how easy it actually is. when we did all this rebuild, we had 4 basic principles which we had in mind when building this system. First of all, we show all the data. All the data we have shall be easily accessible to the users in a way that is easy to find and with the most wanted data up front. Secondly, we let the user decide. We let the user decide which data are relevant to the user, and we let the user decide in which format they want the data extracted from our register. Because the users are much better at understanding their own context and the context they wish to use the data. So, from our opinion, it's better to let them decide how they want it and in which order. Thirdly, all data is free data. And that's very important. And it's a little bit different from the French. It's open data and free data. So we have actually the possibility to take certain initiative in the open data agenda. And finally, it had to be user-friendly. That's one of the most important things. And now I'll show you actually how it is done. If you want to do a company search for the board of directors, for example, you type in the company name, then you get the search results of the companies, then you choose the company you want, and then you click on, for example, board of directors, and it falls down. And there's a lot of other different features in this. I'll show you the annual accounts a bit later. And you can also you can subscribe to companies as well, so you get reminders if there are changes to their information. And the annual accounts. Annual accounts have been available to the public in Denmark for a lot of years, but it's been subject to a fee of approximately €5. But on the 1st of January 2015, we made all annual accounts available for free. And that's historically and new ones as well. And we've seen that this has increased the use by a factor of 5. We had in Q1 in 2014, we had people download about 40,000 annual accounts, and this Q1 it was up to 200,000. So it is something people use, and it's something that's been sought after for a while. And now I'll show how easy it is to download annual accounts. It's the same picture. You go to the accounts, you choose the one you want, and then you can choose if you want it in PDF or XBRL. So you actually have a bit of flexibility in the way you want the data presented as well and what you're using it for. And now I'll talk a bit about our structured data. We have approximately 99% of all our annual accounts in the XBRL format, and it's actually compulsory for companies now to report it in XBRL, so it's searchable. And from mid-June, we have our shareholder register. It goes live, and from that time, you have to register all shareholdings of 5% or more in limited companies. And we gather all that information and we make it public as well, and easy accessible in the same format as you saw before. And now I'll talk a bit about the other actions we've taken in relation to increase the data use in Denmark. Our strategy has consisted of 3 elements. We've made something called Hackathons, we have an app market, and we have a data catalog. The Hackathons are a place where we try to put together the people who use the data, who makes different programs and apps based on our data, and put them together with the people from our side and try to see if we provide all the data, what can they do with it, and try to interact and give good ideas to each other. The second thing is that on our website, we have an app market where people actually can publish the products, the private companies who make products, apps for example, based on our open data, and this gives them a platform for distribution and marketing, and they can, get some attention on their database products this way. And then the last thing is our data catalog, and that's actually something that is the real revolution in our view. The data catalog provides companies with an easy access to public, open, big data described in a unified way. So data standards, formats can be completely different, but the metadata is the same. And that was it for today. Thank you.